Blue Tail Survival, coming to you live out here in somewhere Nevada, mountains, a little bit of cloud cover, so hopefully that's not deteriorating the quality of this video. Let's jump right into it. We've got a Red Rock large assault pack in mossy oak pattern. It comes in various other military kind of standard patterns, Marpat, ACU, Coyote, just sort of those standard dark earth kind of things. I went with the hunting pattern because I'm really digging it. Right now I like the non-reflective pattern. It's soft. It seems to be pretty durable. If I hold it up, you can't even see it now, right? That mountain, it just blends perfectly. So it works for out here. And I just, it's something different. I like to keep things interesting. The pack is, it's got several pouches. I'm going to go through and talk sort of about my philosophy for why I chose this pack with this loadout. Really, the pack, Matt recommended it. I saw what he was doing with his. I liked the idea. So I copied it, grabbed this pack, but I have a little bit of a different purpose. So we'll go through the outside. Real tight molly. So if you want to add stuff, you can. I don't have anything here, but I do have these 9mm ACU pouches on the side. The webbing on the side is really tight, so I just kind of skip a few just to get it through. I haven't really ever lost a pouch, so with my type of usage, it's not really a big deal. But that's something to keep in mind. It is really a tight pattern. I don't know if the other ones are like that, but this one is a little bit tighter than the normal standard molly. Gerber multi-tool lives on the side for easy access. When you need one of these, you want to be able to get to it to pop open that beer or, pinch something. So I've had this for 10 years. It was living in my shooting bag, so I migrated it here. It's already come in handy for a couple of outings that I've had. Flipping over. Another 9mm pouch with a buck knife. This is sort of a backup knife for me. I'm usually carrying a knife on me 90% of the time, so this is only coming out in those circumstances where I lost that knife, which actually happened on a hunting trip a couple times ago, and I did find it, but not good to not have a knife. So we probably had 20 knives on that trip. But if I were out, adventuring, doing my thing, and I lost a knife, this one could be that replacement. So that's why it's there. That sort of brings me to my purpose with this bag, which is to be a support bag for the various activities that I do. So I do a lot of shooting, a lot of USPSA, a lot of CCW classes, shooting out in the desert out here in this wonderful environment, hunting, camping. So this bag really supports those operations. That's what it's designed to do. So I put it together with that philosophy in mind. It's not designed to be a primary bug out kind of bag or go-to bag. It's really designed to support my lifestyle, the types of outdoor activities that I do. But it has a lot of space, so I added some stuff that kind of serves a dual role, that if I needed it in more of a survival situation, that there would be some stuff in here that would help me out with that. So that's my real philosophy behind this loadout. These two exterior pouches, the top pouch is Non-Emergency Medical. Big pouch is Emergency Medical. Start with the non-emergency. I'm just going to kind of highlight, because whatever you decide what you need the most, you're going to put in your bag. I use, aspirin a lot, a couple of latex gloves, biodegradable latex gloves, chapstick, Pepto-Bismol, Dayquil, the types of things, hand sanitizer, that if you forget, it can kind of ruin a shooting trip or a day out at the range. You get a headache. You need to fix that. So this is stuff that I'd always forget. So that was really one of the things I was like, okay, I need to carry that stuff. And this bag goes with me now all the time. So I always have the stuff that I need. Here attached to the emergency pouch is a little clock / temperature gauge / calendar, whatever. It says it's 6:30 on the 2015. Wrong way. Let's boom, temperature 99 degrees, which, it doesn't really feel that. I compared this to my Kestrel. This really does not need a lot of review, but it's a couple degrees off. But it's good to have, it kind of gives you an idea of what's going on around you, and Helps you keep track of time. So I threw it on there because I think it's a good addition to the bag. Emergency Medical, because primarily most of the things that I talked about involve shooting. So we've got some pressure dressings and cold presses and tourniquets, things like that, to help if something were to happen out there, to help maybe sustain that injury until better medical attention can be reached. Got hand sanitizer spray, some we're just gonna forget what those are called because we're gonna hide them now because I can't remember what they're called. Snake bite kit, scissors, tweezers, whatever you need for what you do. This is a recent addition with the Sawyer. It is a good kit. I read the reviews. I've never used it. Matt recommended it, so I got it. I think it'll come in handy considering the type of terrain that we're in. You never know when you're going to run into a situation where this might be useful. So hopefully never have to use it, but definitely a good thing to have given where we live. Or if you're really outdoors, that kind of stuff is good to have. So general Band-Aids, whatever. I mean, this is the pouch you don't want to open. Something's probably gone a little sideways if you're opening that. So I undid the straps, the compression straps. You can see like now that I'm opening them up a bit, there is more room in the bag. I cinched it down to where, it compressed the load as much as possible, so the profile is smaller, but you can see it's a pretty decent sized bag. I don't fill it up all the way. I don't have a need to do that, so it does still offer more room than what you see. I have it pretty lightly packed because, again, this is a bag that I'm going in and out of all the time, so I want it to be accessible. Moving on to our middle pouch here. Work gloves. This is USPSA primarily, CCW classes, staking in target stands, messing with wood target stands. You don't want to get splinters. Tactical gloves, just in case a jackrabbit rolls up, I can throw these on and sock them. No, really, these are just super comfortable gloves, and if you're doing something that requires more dexterity than leather gloves, they're good to have. So I threw them in there. They're Wiley X's. Real comfortable, great gloves. Had them for a couple years. They do what they need to do. OR Beanie. Just you don't bring enough layers. This is good to have, even though it's 99 degrees out here right now. This is Nevada, so it could be 40 degrees here in like a couple minutes. And that's a slight exaggeration, but the temperature can shift, and what you may have planned for, you may encounter something different. So I'm a wuss. I don't like to be cold. And speaking of, here's a neck gaiter, thin neck gaiter. Keeps the wind off your face, keeps the cold off your face, sand out of your mouth and stuff. So good to have. Motorcycle head little head mask here, real thin. And this is good because it covers your entire face, adds a little bit extra layer of warmth. I don't like my face to be cold, but I actually don't like it to be too hot. So the Goldilocks for me is somewhere in between with these kind of lighter gear. You got these internal pouches. I had those. That's where I had that stuff sort of shoved in there. Shemog, you can't leave home without this. It has to be in every bag you own. It's a good piece of kit. Keeps the sun off you. It keeps you warm. It's really thick if you wrap it up and do the terrorist wrap around your face. It's just a good item to have. So let's pack that back up. So yeah, that's the idea, is that this stuff, it's the stuff that I would normally forget. Maybe, I look at the weather, but when I go out, but it sort of changes throughout the shooting day. I don't want to have to abandon my plans. So this allows me to stay out, make it through whatever I'm doing. I've driven all these miles off road, and then I get out here and I get a headache. I mean, that's no fun, right? So that's the idea behind this bag, really, is to prolong your ability to be out in the elements, or enjoy whatever it is you're doing with a little bit more comfort. Sorry, I got to put everything back in because otherwise I'll lose it. So we won't get too much into the repacking, but there you go, loosely packed. Main pouch, good size. This is the real reason I did the pack. It's sunscreen. I forget this all the time, so it was a easy addition. It's the one item I tend to forget the most. ACU combat shirt. Right now, this kind of crosses the line. This isn't something that I ever need when I'm out shooting. Like, hey, I wish to wrap this around my physique and look absurd, because you have to have a pretty, you have to be in fit for this to work for you. But it's not something I wear a lot, so I threw it in this bag because if I did need it, if I needed the longer sleeves, the pockets, this is more thinking of, getting back home, I'm at work or whatever. I want to take off my polo and throw something on that's a little bit more comfortable and provides a little bit of better options. It's not the greatest or anywhere near the greatest camouflage pattern, but it can work out here. I mean, you can kind of see it's a little dark, but with the sagebrush here, it does somewhat blend in. It is a little bit reflective and not the best stuff, but it can live in there with a couple Chem Lights. These Chem Lights are in here because I also have a tack light, and these are the wide spectrum of the type of light that I may need. So a more tactical light situation, or a, hey, I just need light in the back of my truck or whatever, and I don't want to blind myself. So there's lots of different ways to go with that, but this is what I chose. 550 cord. You haven't made it this far into this video if you don't know what 550 cord is. It's just the most useful stuff. It's super strong, super lightweight. You can use it for all kinds of different things. I'm sure you'll see us using it a lot in the field. All right, extra pair of socks, if I can get them out of there. I'm skipping some other stuff, but I wanted to get to these because, if I'm at work, I'm wearing, dress socks, so I want to be able to have the option of, having some better socks. These aren't my premier hiking socks, but they'll definitely work better than what I'm typically wearing. Or if I need to change out what I'm typically wearing because they're getting sweaty or whatever, then this is a good way to go. So I got one extra pair in there. So 22 Ruger pistol, just a standard affair. If you want to know more about that, you can look it up on many different reviews. I'm sure they're great. This is sort of getting more to that idea of now I'm in a situation where I need a bit more support, and this is a lightweight option that can stay in this bag permanently and also be accompanied by several hundred rounds, as in 3 in this case, of 22 ammo that can stay in there permanently. It's lightweight, gives me a good amount of ammo to work with. I have other guns typically on me, so it's not like this would be my primary gun, but it is a, very useful, very accurate. It'll get the job done. Got an internal zippered pouch here with a couple mags and a mag loader. And, I should have more mags. That's always something you can never have enough of. Excuse me, especially with a 22, because they're really slow to reload. So that'll probably be something I'll add later, just to make that gun more fun to shoot anyway. It's nice to have more mags, but that's where those go. For me, because I'm a bigger guy with some blown out knees, I carry these. These are Mueller sort of single braces, like for tendons that hurt. I tend to get that like sharp pain in my knees, either on the top or bottom, depending on the type of terrain that I'm working with. So I keep these in here because if I'm hiking out here and I start to, again, experience that, pain, it's nice to know that I can throw one of these on and still continue to go through and get it done. So, MRE, barbecue sauce with beef. I mean, this is just luxury. You guys know that. I mean, what else would this be for? No, it's just MREs, right? They're great. They have a lot of stuff in them, matches, all that other stuff, gum, toilet paper. This is a heater. They have all that other stuff that you may need in a situation. So they're in here for that reason. I just keep this one in here. I got to cycle through it at some point, but it can just stay right in there. So let me give you an idea of that pouch. So there you go. That gives you an idea of the size of that pouch. It's a good, the bag has plenty of room. You could do a lot with it. Again, I keep it very lightly packed because my intention is not to pack it full with everything I possibly can. There's a lot of other stuff that's not in this bag that's always in my truck, like water, toilet paper, things like that, shovels, whatever. I could probably do a separate review on sort of my truck loadout at some point, but this complements that. That's the idea. This complements the other types of things that I do and have. That's really what it's designed for. It's not designed to be a be-all, end-all. It doesn't have a life straw. It doesn't have things like that. It could have that, and maybe I will add stuff like that. But right now, the primary purpose is just to support what I do. So here we are. Thank you for your attention to detail throughout the course of this video. Troy signing off.